Okay, cool. Good afternoon, my students. This is your teacher, Mr. Sam, the teacher. I'm a teacher in Meharate Boys, a mathematics teacher. Today I'm going to take you through the topic on quadratic expressions and equations. It's a very simple topic, and I'm going to take you through step by step until you get to understand everything. So welcome so much. An algebraic expression, remember we talked about the algebraic expressions when we were in Form 1, and we said an algebraic expression is any expression which contain the unknowns. Unknowns are mostly in the form of letters. So when we are talking about the quadratic expressions and equations, we say any algebraic expression which is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, that algebraic expression where a, b and c where a, b and c are integers. These are integers. Remember we said integers are the whole numbers, are integers. A, B and C are integers, and A is not equals to 0. Such kind of an algebraic expression, we call it quadratic. A quadratic expression. Quadratic expression. Then, when we have this quadratic expression being equated to 0, for example, ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0, this expression changes its name to quadratic equation. Expression changes its name to quadratic equation. So when you look at this quadratic equation, you can see it has been subdivided to 3 sections. We have this section, we have the section which has bx, and we have the section which has c. So the section which has ax squared that contain the squared term, this section we call it the quadratic term. The quadratic term. That section is the section that we call as the quadratic term. The section which contain bx, this we call it the linear term. In the section which has c, we call it the constant term. We call it the constant term. So let us look at the step by step how to solve a quadratic equation. When you have an equation like example, you can do an example like 35x squared. We're doing an example 35x squared, then minus xy minus 12y squared. When you look at that question, we have 35x squared minus xy minus 12y squared. So, such kind of a question, you can see when we talk about the solution, you can write it as 35x squared minus 21 minus 21xy plus 20xy then minus 12y squared. So some people will ask, where did you get 21 and 20? So when you look at the linear term here, we have minus xy. So what we have done, we have looked for the two factors that will change not any meaning. So when you look at minus 21 plus 20, you still have minus 1. So there is we have not changed the meaning, but we have looked at the two terms that when you add them, they will change no meaning here. So in that case, we have taken our terms as, so we have just looked for the two terms that when you add them, you still have minus 1. There is nothing we have changed. So in this case for us, we have taken minus 21 and minus 20, which when you add them, they will still take you to minus 1. That is minus xy. So from this case, you can factor out, you can group them into two, where you have 35x squared minus 21xy. You can put this as one group. Then you have plus 20xy minus 12y squared. You can take this as the second group. So from there, you see here 7 is common, 7x is common, so you factor out 7x into bracket 7x divided by 35x squared, and you will have 5x minus 7x divided by minus 21 minus 21xy divided by 7x, and you have 3y. Then you factor out the next thing we have here. You have what is common in this case, and you see 4y is common, so you factor it out. 20 divided by 4y, where you have 5x minus 3.